So, Andrew, what are we doing today?
Today we are in the Highlands of Scotland and we are climbing a mountain. As with many mountains in Scotland, as you can see over there, the first part is walking through trees and it tends to be quite wet. So that normally takes anywhere between half an hour and an hour. So we have been walking for about an hour. We have just gotten out of the trees and now we have this amazing view here. So it's very easy to see why people get addicted to climbing mountains.
Great, and where are we going now?
Just up there, that's a false summit, which means that is not the top. The actual top that we are going towards is behind that. So we probably still have maybe another hour until we reach the top. So we will do a couple more little clips along the way. Hope you enjoy.
We normally try to get through the trees as quickly as possible because it can be very hot and humid, and there's often a lot of insects trying to bite you. When you do get through the trees and see the mountain for the first time, that's when it starts to get enjoyable.
Time for a snack, Michael?
Yeah, I'm quite tired. We've been walking for maybe an hour and a half, so my energy levels are quite low, so I'm going to have a snack.
What have you got?
Well, I've got a banana, and I brought some nuts as well. Nuts with chocolate in it, which are really tasty, and have loads of energy. And boiled eggs.
Boiled eggs?
Yeah, I've actually never brought boiled eggs on a mountain before. This is the first time, but they're meant to be really good for you when you're climbing.
That's the sign of a serious hill walker when you've got boiled egg.
And the most important thing, lots of water.
Yeah. It's not the worst place to stop.
No, it's gorgeous.
Just over here, that's Loch Lomond. Loch is the Scottish word for lake, and that is one of the most famous and popular places to go in Scotland. You can actually see a boat going down the middle. That's where lots of sailors go for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And over here, this is another loch, but this is a sea loch, so this is connected to the sea, which means that is salt water. So that is salt water to the right. Loch Lomond is fresh water.
Yeah, it's a really interesting area here.
Little bit of everything.
A couple of bananas, a boiled egg, and a whiz behind the rock, and we were refueled and ready to keep climbing.
That's us reached the bottom of the main summit now. So we're starting the last descent, which means it's going to get steeper. And behind us there's lots and lots of exposed rock faces, which means it might be time to start to do some scrambling. So we might need to pay a bit more attention here because it's been raining, so it's quite slippy. And it looks like it might start raining again now. The clouds are starting to get a little bit lower and it's starting to get darker, which is not a good sign. But hopefully we're lucky.
So if you look behind me, that is actually the summit of the mountain we are climbing, Ben Narnain, and it looks very steep and quite scary, but there is a path that zigzags up this cliff face, so it isn't that difficult. And if you look over here, that is another mountain, the Cobbler, and the summit is up there, and that is very popular, but it isn't as tall as the mountain we are climbing. And over here there are some storm clouds. Yeah, we are praying that that doesn't come over and hit us.
It's still quite far away, so we should have time to get up and back down.
I hope so. Okay, let's climb.
Although the storm clouds seemed far away, they approached much quicker than we first thought they would. It got darker, windier, cooler, and the views rapidly began to disappear in front of our eyes. Before we knew it, the waterproofs were out.
As it often does in Scotland, the weather has completely changed. We're now in the middle of a rainstorm. The path has turned into a stream and I'm absolutely soaked. But the top is just there, so we're not going to turn back. So we're going to keep going. And we've reached the top. Here's the cairn. It's a bit of a tradition in Scotland, probably in other places as well, for every person that goes up the mountain to add their little rock to the top to make the mountain that little bit taller. And we should have a fantastic view, one of the best in this whole area, as a reward for making it to the top. But as it's so horrible, I mean, we are absolutely soaking and freezing with my shorts on. We can see nothing. But that's one of the risks you run with walking in Scotland. So hopefully next time we come up, we get a little bit more lucky, because this is just a little bit sad. Walking for 3 hours for that view. But that's just the way it goes.
So we just, hey, by the way, so we just came off the summit, finished the mountain. We got soaked at the top, but the weather is actually starting to clear a little, and the clouds are clearing, and we're getting some amazing views of the glen and of the top of the cobbler as well. Yeah. So Andy, how are you feeling now?
Much warmer than up there. I've actually managed to take my waterproof jacket off, which is soaked through. These boots, which are really good waterproof boots, are full of water because the water has gone in the top, so my feet are soaking. But it feels like summer again. Normally we would have lunch at the top with that amazing view and look out onto the other mountains and the lochs. Lochs are the lakes, Scottish name for lakes, and eat there. But because it was so horrible up there, we've come down a little bit and the weather's cleared, the sun's out, so it's warm. So going to tuck into our lunch now. We've got some sandwiches, some rolls. This is ham and cheese, so pork and cheese with a little bit of tomato and some cucumber. And I think we've got some bananas left as well, and a little bit of chocolate, so let's eat.
There are 3 mountains located really close to each other in this area. Because of this, there is a very good path connecting them. So we climbed up the steep side of Ben Narnain, and then we came down on the mountain path between our mountain and the cobbler, the other mountain. Typical of Scotland, the weather changed again, so the waterproofs were on, and we made our way down as quickly as possible to avoid another drenching.
And that's us made it to the bottom, and it's actually turned into quite a nice day now. The weather's never nice when you're at the top, is it? But feeling tired, but it was a good day, really enjoyable, and we're going to sleep well tonight. If you enjoyed this, remember to subscribe, because we're going to make more videos like this in the future, and we'll see you in the next one. So thanks again, and see you later.